Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today, I thought I'll do a traditional drawing video today just because I want to take a little bit of a break from doing digital art. And I believe the last time I did a pencil, crayon, or colored pencil drawing video was an ASMR video, and some people were saying that they would like to see me do one with me talking and kind of like explain the process or just rambling instead of just the ASMR. And I would like to keep the balance of kind of trying new stuff for ASMR as well as making sure those videos are available in a draw with me, so that people can enjoy either or, because I know not everyone enjoys ASMR, and then I know some people who come strictly for ASMR, so I'll try to keep a balance of both if I can. I have transferred two drawings. This one's gonna be hard for you guys to see, but we're gonna start with this one first, and this is of Mayoshi Masaki. Actually, wait. I forgot. So this is the transfers. I actually have these sketches in my sketchbook. I just enlarged them and then printed it on printer paper so that we could transfer it to this paper, because I know a lot of you guys are enjoying the texture from this paper rather than like the smooth cardstock or like my sketchbook paper. So we're gonna use this one so we can get that texture and layer up stuff. I'll explain how I use pencil crayons. And I'll insert some pictures of how I used to use pencil crayons. I've been in a very like Pokemon mood recently. I've been watching a lot of like map randomizers from like Point Crow and Small Ant, as well as just watching them do kind of like speed runs or like speed through their way through Brilliant Diamond and is it Shining Pearl? I don't really remember, but yeah, so I'm getting hit by a lot of nostalgia, but I decided to draw Masaki with a few Pokemon, but I decided to pull out the sketch of Masaki and Grookey, and then we have this one of Goro. But for today, I wanted to show you guys two ways how I kind of approach pencil crayons. It's mostly in terms of the line work, I guess. So I have one done with ballpoint pen, so you kind of just fill it in, kind of like a coloring book. And then this one, I do the line work as we color, and I do the line work with the pencil crayons themselves. This is the Strathmore Sketch recycled sketch paper, 100 sheets, and it's 9 by 12. I got this earlier this year as a birthday gift from one of my friends, so I'm trying to put use to it as much as I can. And this is the one that I usually do more of like pencil crayons or a little bit of graphite work in for like a lot of the ASMR videos, just because it has just it has like fine tooth. It's not entirely smooth, which is why we can get like the nice texture. For this, I just used the Pentel RSVP pen, ballpoint pen, to do the line work, and then for here I used the Pilot Color ENO mechanical pencil and the color bread to do the sketch and transfer. I have this case, and I've been collecting these for a couple of years. I think in late high school, I think like my senior year of high school to first to second year of my uni. Yeah, I've been collecting a few Prismacolors. I think I have a few Scholars, but all these are my Prismacolor Premiers, and these are the ones I like to use and the ones that I've been using since high school. So yeah, this is basically what I'm going to be using, and we'll show you guys how I use them, I guess. I'm going to show you guys one quick thing before we move on. So when doing pencil crayon work, let me see if I have it in here. So here's that sketch that you're seeing right here. This one. But this paper is a lot smoother, and I don't know, I'll probably have to zoom in for you guys to see it, but the texture is not as apparent compared to this paper because of how smooth it is. So hopefully you guys can see this, the texture. And the way how I kind of layer up colors is a little bit different. I did do this one a little bit different because I did leave a lot of white space around this side, I guess. And I'll include some photos of how I used to use pencil crayons where you press super hard to blend. Yeah, I have some stuff from, I think it's my final year of high school, so my senior year. I'll have like, I think I have 2 or 3 or a couple of them. One's like where I'm pressing super hard, one's where I'm just using it to put down color, and then the other one's kind of like a study. So I'll kind of put them all here so you guys can see. But today we're gonna do it this way, where we're just like lightly layering it up. His eyes are a little botched, so I'm going to try to fix that before we actually start. I think it's because of the style of the eyes. I did my derp eyes, so maybe I should revert it back. We'll see. I'm gonna try my best to pick out most of the colors that I know I'm gonna use for the skin tone. Just an FYI, it's like, this is not like meant to be like a tutorial. I just want to show you guys the process in real time. Let me see if we can try to eliminate shadows. It's gonna be kind of hard to see for a little bit because this is gonna be such a light base. And I know pencil crayon for me, the process takes a while because it's a lot of layering. I feel like if you're not familiar with using pencil crayons, a good exercise when testing out pencil crayons and things is that I like to go really hard and then gradually use less and less pressure to see what's kind of like the color range as well as the texture of your material on the paper that you're using. So let's focus on his face for now so I don't have to shuffle the camera too much, or my paper. So basically we're just slowly layering, and the more you go back and forth on a certain area, like really lightly, you'll eventually cover up more and more of the white of the paper, or kind of like hiding away a little bit of that texture. So I've been recently trying to redraw some of the Genshin characters I've drawn before, where I didn't really like their portraits. And the reason why I don't put them as prints is because I don't like them enough to sell them. So I'm going to redo some of them so that there's a wider variety of the characters available. So he's looking super pale right now. We're going to slowly build up color, and we can always gradually put back the base color down. So hopefully when I color Goro, it's going to be a little bit easier to see, because I wanted to include Masaki, or this one, so I could do it this style, but as well as for Goro's, his is a lot larger, so it's going to be a little bit easier for me to color a larger surface, I guess. So I'm trying to warm up his skin tone a little bit by layering up this pink. I think Ruby and Sapphire with the Pokemon games. I think Ruby and Sapphire was my first Pokemon game, so I think Sapphire was the one I played the most and the one that gives me like the most nostalgia. And then I think we played, we is like me and my brother. Fire Red, Leaf Green is the one we played. So I played Fire Red for that one. And then we got Diamond and Pearl. So I have a lot of nostalgia for those three games. But I have like, I don't know, I don't really have the desire to play that much video games anymore. Even though I would like to play it again. And a lot of the things, like the artwork and the style of it's very cute. I know some people don't really like it, but I think it looks cute. So you can see I'm kind of darkening up some of these areas. I'm using like a poppy red, bringing out a little bit more warmth in his skin once again, because a lot of it's going to become a little bit cooler when I add shadows. I'll leave some videos in the description for you guys to look at. And this is kind of what kind of brought me from stopping doing this, I guess, because kind of pressing hard like this, you really burn through a lot of your pencil crayons. And I feel like if you're not really going for like hyperrealism, or you're trying to imitate like a pre-existing image, I don't think you really need to get things super smooth and super gradient, like a smooth gradient, unless that's something you prefer. I feel like if you're trying to preserve your pencil crayons, because these can get very pricey, and you just want to add color to your drawings, I think learning how to layer things up slowly is very good. And I believe it's Birdie's video that taught me how to better approach sketching and coloring with pencil crayons, because I was on a very bad art block in high school, like the end of high school, and I strictly like did mostly digital art during that time. So usually around this part is when I start to add some kind of line work, and you can kind of pick and choose what kind of color. This is getting a little tiny. I'm gonna see if terracotta will work. So I'm gonna do a little bit of this. Bring a little bit of pigment to his skin. And if I can help it, I like to bleed in the skin tone into the hair. I don't know what sketchbook has it, but I used to have like color charts so that I knew what colors were what kind of like hue. But I don't know where I put it, so we're just gonna have to manage. So even for skin, I've already used like 7 colors. But you can definitely simplify this to be more streamlined for your own process. So try to layer your lighter colors first before going to darker colors, because sometimes if you cross over into darker colors, they will get significantly like muddier and kind of smudge. And with layering, you can kind of get different colors as well. I don't really have a lot of grays that I like, so I will layer kind of that purple, the pale blue. So Masaki's eyes are brown. Oh, his eyes are, when I say his eyes are brown, his eyes are green. So which means we're going to use yellow base. Okay, I forgot to leave a little bit of space at the top so we can add a different color. So I'm probably going to use blue to do the outlines because I have a nice dark navy color. So similar to a lot of traditional medium that isn't like painting or like opaque painting, I guess, like anything like wash or acrylic or oil, try to leave any white space untouched because it'll be harder to get pure white back on after you colored certain areas. But you need to really find the workflow that works for your art style. I'm trying to concentrate to not make him look too derpy, but I think it's a little bit unavoidable at this point. And another thing you're gonna have to be wary about is smudging. So there's gonna be like excess pigment flying around. The kneaded eraser can kind of pick up the excess. So hopefully you don't smudge it too much. I don't want this to look like facial hair. Kind of does look like it. I kind of botched it. No. I was gonna use the dark brown to darken these up a little bit. Hopefully it'll bring it a little bit less. Let's draw area. The eyes and stuff like this. I can see that the shadow here is not dark enough. Yeah, his eyes are definitely uneven. I think hair is usually where I have the most fun with layering color, especially if they have brown hair. I feel like I can add so much color to it. So I know this is going to be the darkest, so I'm going to fill this in. So we're going to use this base color first, which is kind of like the light brown. Now near the highlights is what I usually like to darken. Okay, we'll slowly add in some other colors. So because this is going to be a little bit more into shadow, I'm going to add a little bit of blue. I'll layer a little bit of purple into this as well. So even like layering all these colors, it still reads quite brown. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit of the line work. So the entire shape of his hair doesn't get too lost. I drew Masaki's hair really weird today. Just layer it like this, I guess. But you can see if you use like a colored pencil, or if you have like the Pilot Color ENO or any kind of like colored lead, it doesn't really show up in the overall thing. But if you use graphite, some of the lighter colors might pick it up a little bit. But also establishing the line work like this. Now I can see how dark I can actually make his hair, which is good. So I can start pushing some of these. I did kind of lose the nice blue I had in his hair, and I went too dark. I'll color a little bit of his shirt. So color in with some kind of base color. I'm gonna use the dark green as the main color actually, but I want this to cover as much as the white as I can. I think by the time this video goes up, hopefully I've gotten a haircut. I think if I pull my hair to the front completely, pretty much touches like my belly button. It's like really low on my back. So usually when I use pencil crayons, I use ultramarine. I think it's like the navy or blue violet I use the most. They're great for like darkening up a lot of areas, or like to line a few things. I'm into a mixture of maybe these browns. That is not a good hand. That's okay. But now that, like I said, once you add like the outlines, you can see how dark you can go. So I could technically keep adding a little bit more of a warmer color to his hands. Maybe his knuckle area. I think sometimes you'll be surprised what colors interact nicely, or how easily you can shift colors to look. Not gonna lie, sometimes the texture does give me the heebie-jeebies though. So usually if I give him a darker one, we could go either black for the cardigan, or we could go more of like a creamy, yellowy ochre color maybe. Usually I'll have like some kind of a scratch pad, but I guess I'll use this. So I haven't used pencil crayons like too often since like high school, or I guess like second year of uni. I think was like the time I used it more heavily. I feel like during that time I didn't really layer this many colors. But my knowledge and like terminology wise, like of certain things or concepts, I think is not very strong, which is why I don't really like giving tutorials or like more technical advice, I guess. So similar to other mediums I've used, if I can avoid it, I'll avoid using black if it's not necessary. Like if it's not like a prominent part of the piece, then I will not try to use it, just because like I like being able to add a variety of different colors. We'll quickly color in Grookie and then we'll move on to Goro. I also think when working with pencil crayon, it's nice to leave some like really light areas if you can, or like leave spaces of like light areas to define or to give more volume to certain objects. Then we have his hands. Kind of looks like he's wearing like rubber gloves. I feel like it feels like, oh, who is it? Is it Bam Bam from GOT7 in the Just Right music video? Is he wearing orange gloves or he's wearing like green gloves? Might add a little bit of orange into his eyes. I usually like making it blue. So I'm kind of layering like a bluish purple together with a blue, and then I'm going to darken it up with another kind of like violet blue. And then we'll go over with a little bit of a darker brown to kind of bring it up to more of a black. Ew, I'm kind of breaking the shape of his eye. But maybe it'd be fun to do Genshin characters with Pokemon. Because I think that's what my brother was talking about earlier. And then another one is my OCs with Pokemon. They're Pokemon trainers. Because like I said, I'm in a very Pokemon mood. Very nostalgia driven. Definitely let me know in like the comments if you guys are more of a Pokemon person when you're younger or currently, or more like Digimon or even like Yu-Gi-Oh! I was always more of a Pokemon kid, but I did like Digimon growing up as well. It was always those Saturday cartoons. Gosh, I don't really like Masaki's face. So luckily with the texture as well with this paper, I can kind of get away with a lot of the white space showing through. Add a little bit of blue. Okay, so let's do the brown, and then we can do line work. Actually, I forgot Masaki's piercings. It's already 2 a.m. It's okay, I'll finish this. Okay, I'm gonna use dark blue. By the way, he's my favorite starter from this region. I usually pick water types or grass types. I really choose fire types. My brother usually chooses water types or fire types. I think it's also because like we self-consciously try not to overlap with each other. Except for Ruby and Sapphire. Both me and my brother like Mudkip. I gave him like one baby looking hand, like this one, and then one like blob. Try to give him more fingers. More spherical. Okay, now that's like Masaki and Grookey done, or why can't I speak English? Now that Masaki and Grookey are both done, I actually think they look both pretty cute. I'm not gonna fill this in. Maybe some other day I'll try to fill the rest in, but because I'm not really fond of his face and I'm a bit strapped on time, let's hurry up and just work on Goro. So same thing. Hopefully, I don't think the ink's gonna smudge on this one, so we should be okay. So I feel like I'm a little bit less precious when coloring with pencil crayon if I have a pre-established like set of line work. But for here, because the lines are pretty much the darkest, I don't really have to pay attention too much with accidentally overlapping or accidentally covering stuff up. I just have to be wary about not pressing too hard, otherwise the lighter colors will overlap with the ink and it becomes very obvious. Even sometimes when I'm using pencil crayon for like line work, I'll use the Scholars because they have a bit of a harder lead compared to the Premiers, and the Premiers are a little bit softer. I forgot. He has white streaks. So let's plan out his brown hair first. I might have to dip into the terracotta a little bit. I might have to erase. Luckily, because I'm working light enough, this should be no problem. Oh right, wait. Now that I'm looking at like this turquoise color. Can't forget these. But the way I'm doing the highlights is similar to how I do it with pencil. In terms of how I'm treating it with the values. It's kind of doing this darker edge near the highlights. And then the further we get away from it, it gets gradually lighter. Oh, wait, but Ito's teaser. So I guess when this comes out, it's gonna be well past Ito's little character thing. But Ayato, apparently people said that he's gonna have short, medium hair, I think. Which is kind of interesting. I'm excited for him either way. I definitely want to summon for him. So after I get Yoonjin, or once it's confirmed if we can get a free Yoonjin from the Moon Chase Festival thing. Is it the Moon Chase Festival? Lantern, right? One or the other. Or if I have to summon for her, I'm gonna save for Ayato. Because his Japanese VA, but also his rumored English VA, I do like both, so... Especially his Japanese VA. Because I'm a big Gintama fan. Okay. So I'm going to slowly layer in the other colors. But to also kind of keep his color scheme consistent. And I need to give him his eyeliner. Kind of peeping through. We'll have to use some kind of like, probably that other beige color we had to kind of do the shadows for the white strands. But hopefully this helps you have a better understanding of how I enjoy layering pencil crayons in this way. A lot more, so it doesn't read too green. I'll bring in the purple. So I made his hair a little bit darker than intended. Bring back some of that brown so we don't stray too far from his hair color. I guess this color will work. Which purple though? Well, let's say that part is done, like his hair. So I'm kind of layering this violet blue. Probably gonna add the dark umber, like a phthalo blue and a burnt umber to kind of get my blacks. So this is why you have to layer it light before dark. I don't know if you guys can see that smudge. Man, I'm tired. Gonna layer the blue really lightly. I'm not pressing that hard, because like I said, I'm not here to blend them, I'm just here to layer them. Maybe I'll use this color actually. Maybe I'll use the violet with the dark umber. See if we can get a warmer black. I think it looks very similar to as if I was using the violet blue. So I'm overlapping it with the violet. I don't think I explained why like not using like pre-mixed blacks or ones that are just like straight up black. And the reason is because I like adding some kind of other color to it. Because I feel like black kind of just sucks up all the color around it because of how neutral it looks. Unless you have like a different set of like kind of blacks. Like I know some people have like ivory black versus like carbon black. Even for like watercolor, it's easier for me to change the hue. I'm gonna slowly build up the color like this. Switching between these three colors. Okay, so I'm gonna add in the gold parts first. I didn't draw this design entirely correct, so it's gonna look really botched. This is also gold. Adding a little bit of this orangey yellow to make the gold a little bit more vibrant. And then, what did I use? Did I use the purple? Yeah, there's a lot of details that I missed. At this point I can't really be bothered to finish this. What I'm talking about in terms of what look maybe you prefer. Okay. Adding back dark umber. I don't want this to look entirely like incomplete though. This will be this area. So this is also black. Okay, I think I'm gonna call it quits here. I'll show you guys the final results of this. Okay, besides how botched Masaki's face is, I think this one actually turned out pretty cute. Mostly because I think of Grookie. But I do like the texture here. And then we'll quickly go into where Goro is. Actually it looks quite nice with the ballpoint pen like this. So definitely two ways to do this. Or if you have like pigment liners or anything like that, you could definitely use that to do the outlines. I don't know if you consider these sketches, but I guess this is what we ended up with. And let me see if I can show you guys the kind of like the original kind of a difference. I definitely think Masaki's demeanor kind of changed. But yeah, you can see kind of sketch finish. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll probably talk to you guys next time with another video. Bye!